Welcome back to another edition of Inside Benedict College Football with head coach Ron Dickerson Jr. What's up, Coach?
How you doing?
It's good to see you.
Same.
And congratulations on the big one as well.
Thank you very much.
A rivalry that has been going on for I think 40 years or so. But of course, when you check the records, Benedict has won the last 4 games since Allen brought back football, since Benedict has brought back football, and then of course reigniting this the rivalry game as well, played over at Westwood High School, which almost looks like a college campus in itself over there.
It does. It was a very nice setup.
And don't pay attention to that voice over there. That's some naysayers because Benedict won. That's all that means. Benedict took this game. We're going to break it down, too.
Yes.
But first off, we have to say a big, hearty hello to our presenting sponsor, Founders Federal Credit Union. Thank you so much for doing that. And then our other sponsors, too. Of course, we got Lexington Medical Center. We got Columbia Metropolitan Airport. So if you're going to fly anywhere, CAE is the way to go. And one more, South Carolina Education Lottery. Those fine folks. Play, but play responsibly. You don't want to put all your money in there.
That's so true.
Did you get to catch the state fair at all?
I have not.
Neither did I.
I have not.
And this is the first time for me. I usually catch the fair, but this time around I had to let it slide by me.
We had a couple players I know that went and they enjoyed it because their family was in town, but it was rivalry week, so we had to get everything.
Got to get to it's the grind.
That is so true.
And speaking about the grind, you guys won the toss, deferred to the second half. This game went back and forth in that first quarter. A lot of punts and so forth. But then there was a part where Benedict punts the ball to Allen. Allen gets gets on the 24-yard line. And on that play, they pass over the middle, 76-yard race right into the end zone for the first score of the game. I mean, it seemed like it was going to be a battle between two teams.
It was. We really wanted to establish the run. We got, in our opening drive, we got hit with a couple penalties again. That's something that we really got to work on. And we did some stuff yesterday in our Sunday practice to get that corrected. But, they came out in a formation. They quick snapped the ball on us, and it was an unbalanced formation. And they had a wide receiver lined up where the tight end was, but it looked like they had him covered up. And so we were in transition of making a call to go from one coverage to another just to make sure, and the call didn't get all the way across the board. And that's the reason why the young man ran right down the middle of the field wide open. And so, we had to make the adjustments to, get the calls in, and if they come out in that formation or anything like that, we had to make sure that, the call was already set up for that. And so, unfortunately, they got the upper hand on that and, had a big play.
Benedict gets a great start when they get the ball back pretty much midfield. Trey Simmons gets a great run, 9-yard run. But then it was a key 3rd and long for Benedict. And, man, that ball was knocked out. But Benedict catches a break because the rushing the passer Paul.
Yes, and we got a penalty there, which gave us extra life, to go on and get a first down, which we needed because, again, we were trying to establish the run at this point in time. And as we went on, we seen an opportunity where we had put in a formation that gave us what we needed, a bubble in their defense, and was able to hand the ball off to our freshman running back, Damian Moats, who goes 28 yards for the touchdown to tie the game up after Lucas Wynn makes the extra point.
And the PAT was sure-footed. Lucas Wynn makes it 7-7. Here it is. Allen gets the ball. They go 75 yards on the next drive, which stretches into the second quarter. Yellow Jackets then score on a 32-yard pass. They take the lead 14-7. How you feeling, Coach?
Well, again, anytime you have somebody that has to drive the field instead of just one big play, you feel pretty good, because you can make the adjustments on defense and do stuff like that, and then it wears the offense and the defense down. And so, very unfortunate that they got the touchdown, but being our defense made them drive the field is really good because, again, that's what kind of defense we are. We're one that's going to bend but not break, and once we get our chemistry together, they play really well.
Your defense pretty much was standing up to Allen University. There's no question about that. Three and out series on Benedict when they get the ball, but then the defense has to step up. They get a couple of, they break up a couple of passes on top of that. Yellow Jackets are facing a 4th and 5 from Benedict's 40 when Casey Bolton comes in for a big sack.
Yeah, our defensive line is playing great. And, especially our interior guys, they're just doing really, really well. They're pressuring the quarterback and everything else. And Casey had an opportunity to shoot the gap. He does. And, their quarterback was very elusive, but he was able to wrap him up and take him down for the sack to stop the momentum that Allen had at that point in time.
All right, still 14-7. What happens now, there's a pass interference penalty on Allen University. Tigers get the ball on the 19-yard line, and it's your offense now.
Yeah, again, we saw some matchup, so that's why we went for the shot down there. And we either knew that we were going to catch it or we were going to get a pass interference, which gives us an opportunity to get the first down. And again, we came out in that formation that gave them a little bit of problems. The first time we ran it, Damian Moats had the opportunity to score, and this time we had a different back in there, Kean Durant, and he kind of presses the hole, sees the opportunity, and then brings it around the right side for the touchdown.
14-14 right before the half. Benedict defense still holding up, and I tell you what, they hold them to a 3-and-out. So what happens, Benedict gets the ball now, 46-yard line, you bring out your short footer.
Yeah, he's got a great leg, and we think that, there's an opportunity with not a lot of time on the clock. Again, I'm a gunslinger, so I'm going to go for it a lot, but you recruit people to do certain jobs, and, Lucas has a strong leg, so we went and gave him the opportunity to make a long field goal. Our protection was kind of bad, the snap was kind of bad, and, the opportunity was blocked, which didn't give us an opportunity to, go up. But you don't lose faith in the young man, because if you do, and again, a lot of it wasn't his problem. We were just a little weak in the protection.
14-14, we're at the half right now. Your thoughts on the first half play?
Again, offensively in the first half, we had 5 penalties, and you cannot start first and 15, second and 20. And so, we felt really good about what we were doing offensively. Defense was starting to come to their own. Wish we would have scored, on that field goal. But, I challenged them. I said, guys, we're in the process of putting together a complete game. We got to come out. We get the ball. We got to come out in the third quarter and just, go down there and score and stop them. And we'll be in a great situation. And, if we can continue to just put a complete game together, we'll be successful.
Were there any major adjustments that you felt you needed to make, before they came out for this third quarter?
Well, as I said earlier, defensively, we just had to get one call in, and we didn't have to worry about what formations and everything were lined up. We just had to have our base call, just in case they did try to go tempo on us. And so, again, offensively, we knew we were running the ball well. We knew we were throwing the ball well. We just had to continue to mix them up and go back into our bag that, this is what we want to do in the second half. And so just to keep them off balance.
All right. This is Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Tied at 14. We're going to bring you back the second half highlights on top of that. And, of course, this is being presented by Founders Federal Credit Union. And you know what's coming up next, right? Got to get the player spotlight in.
That's so true.
Lexington Medical Center is going to be Ty Patterson, linebacker. We'll do that and more on the other side.
Life, like water, is something you move through. You need a team helping propel you forward. The experts at Lexington Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide specialized treatment for the athlete and all of us, backed by the #1 rated hospital in the Midlands. Life's a sport. Keep playing.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Right now it's time for our Lexington Medical Center Player Spotlight. We got Ty Patterson in. What's up, money?
How you doing?
My man, how you doing? You good?
I'm doing
How
good.
tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
6'2". How much you weigh?
250.
250. How many times you eat a day?
A lot.
My man.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. From Detroit.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about growing up in Detroit. What was it like? Did you drink the water? Joking, I'm messing. How was it going?
That's just down the street. That's a little Flint, but it was rough, but we made it happen. So
Yeah. Was football your goal, your dream? Is that what you always wanted to do?
I always wanted to be a football player. Always.
Really?
So fighting through that was part of the,
Linebacker,
Yes, sir.
playing well.
Yes, sir.
You hit hard.
I'm one of the
That's
ones.
what I heard.
Yes, sir.
I heard people try to get away from you, even with practice.
Yes, sir. That's how I bring it every day.
That's what you
need
do.
You feel me? It's not just a game day thing. It's every day.
What's your drive? What's your determination?
Just coming from where I come from, Detroit, it's like more of a one. I'm like one of the last football players of my class to still be going. I got siblings that look up to me. I got people I got a good foundation of people that want to see me win. So I just keep that motivation and that fire.
That's what you have to do,
You have
especially when you want to play on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
Is that your goal?
Yes, sir.
He wants to play for the Cowboys, he told me.
Go to the Eagles.
Ew,
Eagles.
dang it, that one hurt.
Nah.
Come on now.
That's my granddad.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your granddad.
It's like he my real dad. I'm tell you that. That's my dad, a father figure that I needed growing up. You know, even though he's not, you feel me? He stepped up and he showed me the roles of how to be a man.
Right.
So.
And the Eagles was his team.
Eagles is his team.
Gotcha.
That's my team.
That's all right.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you in that star one day. Keep on trying. So what? Tell me what you do like game day. What do you do? Are there certain things that you do to prepare for this game? Like, you know how some people have a tradition. Oh, I gotta wear the same drawers or something like that. What do you do?
Oh no, it's just I put that music on and I go to like a special place where it's just me and the music.
Gotcha.
You feel me? I go sit by the water, throw some Rod Wave on, get you in that zone.
You like Rod Wave?
Love Rod Wave.
My man, that's what's up. I like
Yes,
this
sir.
guy. He's all right with me. No
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
So, you know, game day's coming up. Benedict, this team is rebuilding, the whole 9 yards, getting to where they need to be. Tell me what it's like with these guys, you know, working together, trying to get to this goal, of course, winning every time.
Yeah, coming here, it was a big expectation, but we really got to find out who we are. You feel me? Just started at the beginning of the day. Just wake up and know who you are and what you're trying to do.
Right.
So we're still trying to figure out how to be one team, like practice, defense versus offense. And it's like that the whole week until game day. We need to figure out how to be one team throughout the rest of the season, and it's getting together.
Do you check each other?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
How much you left from the gym?
Whatever you put on there.
Really?
Whatever you put on there gonna get lift. Yeah.
When you're out there on that field and you play in this game and you see the opposing offense right there, that running back, the tight end, or anybody like that, what is it something you think about to get you angry and mad, or hey, it's just a natural? I'm watching what's happening. I'm going to get them.
Oh yeah, I'm already mad as soon as we put the helmets on.
Okay.
I'm just one of them players. It's a
Gotcha.
fire. You feel me? If you out there with me, I just feel like you think you better, so I'm gonna show you why you not.
Right.
So it's just one of the key things. You got to keep that fire as a middle linebacker.
Yeah.
I'm like the voice of the defense, so I'm really gonna keep us up, keep us going. If I'm doing good, we all doing good.
That's what's up. Now see the calm demeanor, the voice. He's like Mike Tyson. I'm going to play like this. But I'm going to hit when you get out in that field. It's a different story. Ty, man, let's wish you guys well. Homecoming coming up as well.
Yes, sir.
I know you're looking forward to the tailgate and stuff, but that's after the game.
That's after.
Right now you're focused on Miles.
It's that win.
Got to make it happen.
Yes, sir. You
All
gotta
right?
win the day before we win the game.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
My man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
This is Inside Benedict Football. Coach Ryan Dickerson Jr. back with more right after this.
Life moves fast, and while you're raising future MVPs, it's good to know you've got a teammate with Founders, a partner you can trust to always have your back, with products and services that give you the freedom to focus on the more important things. While you're sharing those moments, remember, we're here for one single reason, to help grow your financial success. So when the game is done, you can relax, because at Founders, our most valuable player is you.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ryan Dickerson Jr. Hey, listen, we're going to get to the second half and break it down, but before we do that, I want to say thank you to our presenting sponsor, Founders Federal Credit Union, Lexington Medical Center, Columbia Metropolitan Airport, South Carolina Education Lottery. Anybody else sponsoring? Anybody else? There's some room for you to come on in and join us. We'd love to have you. No question about that. Coach, you know, you're in the locker room, you got your plays in the whole 9 yards. We're coming back 14-14 tied.
True.
You have to tell these players something.
Yeah, you know, we go in there and one of the main things we wanted to do is we wanted to win the third quarter. But, you know, one of the big things, I get a call on Thursday going into this game from the head of the officials saying, Coach Dickerson, we made a mistake last week and you guys should have had one more play in that Kentucky State game, which would have gave us the opportunity to kick field goal and most likely win the game, you know. But that's a what if, and it was, you know, very disturbing that I got the call in the email on Thursday. But, you know, the one thing I told him is going into this game, we cannot put it in the officials' hands. We got to, you know, outright win the game. We got to put ourselves in situations to be very successful. But again, you know, very sad to hear that Thursday, but also a little motivation for our guys coming out of that locker room.
Yeah, to know that they could have had another win under their belt. But
Yes, sir.
Get out here, play hard, and as you say, don't put it in the hands of refs. Let's do it ourselves. Let's get into the end zone because that's where the points are scored.
True.
All right, let's get to the second half here. Benedict deferred to the second half so you guys get the ball back. You're marching this ball down the field. Tigers get a 20-yard pass. Trey Simmons to Troy Hillman. Then Simmons follows with a 13-yard run. You guys are 4th and 7 right now.
Yeah, you know, again, like I said, you know, in this, you're going to be right 99% of the time. You're going to be wrong 99% of the time. It's just who you believe in. And I will continue to say this. I believe in this team. And, this team believes in each other and they believe in themselves. And so, I just felt that our personnel was better. Had an opportunity to kick a field goal, but, I thought the play that we had designed, because they had been giving it to us, was going to be there. And, I believed in Trey and the receiver that we were throwing the ball to. And, Shatarius Williams comes across the middle and, has a great route. And Trey steps up in the pocket and just delivers a strike to him. And again, 4th and 7, it's football. It's early in. Our defense was coming around. And so I thought we needed a momentum and a confidence boost. And so that's why I went for it.
Scores 2014. Lucas Wynn comes in for the PAT. Gets that, but of course that missed one could be the difference in the game.
I don't even want to talk about that. Yes, hindsight it was, but that's Lucas's job, and that's what I tell Lucas. You got to make the field goals, you got to make the extra points, and you got to punt. And everybody has a role, and you got to make sure you do your role in that. But we also had to go on and play the rest of the game and let that go by, and we can get that corrected, the next week. And so that's kind of what we did. I just grabbed Lucas, told him I believe in him, and let's go.
2014, Allen University gets the ball. Here it is. They on this ensuing kickoff, Coach, they go 12 plays, 77 yards. They eat up more than 7 minutes on the clock here, and they convert on 3 third downs, including a 3rd and 12 as well. They end up scoring, but they make it all the way down the field. What happened with the defense?
Again, we want to get off the field on 3rd down, and we had a couple missed tackles. I even think we had a penalty in that series. We just shot ourselves in the foot, and Allen was doing a good job because they had seen that we had done something we hadn't done before, has come out and scored in the 3rd quarter. So, as a coach, you're probably saying, boy, they're starting to get that mojo and momentum. And, they wanted to eat the clock and keep it as a close game. That's what I would have done. I'm not in coach's head over there, but, it shows that they took that much time going down the field. Defense did a good job, but we got to get off the field on one of those 3 third downs, and especially, when it's 3rd and 12, we can't give it up because eventually it turns into more momentum from them, and then I think at this end of the drive, they actually score, which makes it 21-20.
All right, so the action now moves into the 4th quarter, 21-20, as you just mentioned, and Simmons sacked for a big loss here already in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, we're playing great offensive line. And then, something clicks. Our right tackle just breaks down. This whole series, he breaks down. Our left tackle and our left guard, they just have brain farts in this whole series. We get a penalty, we get a sack. And instead of us having the momentum to go forward, we're going backwards. And we had to get him over there and talk to him. So we, have a situation where one of the best punters in the country and in this conference has an opportunity to get us out because we're backed up. And again, don't know what happened, but, Lucas Shanks one for about 13 yards, which puts us as a team in a bad situation, but puts our defense with our backs up against the wall, and we got to change the way we think. But again, we got to go back to that bend, don't break defense.
All right. So your defense comes up big. Allen settles for a 39-yard field goal, so now the score is 24-20. Benedict ends up having to punt again with a great job, though, from Wynn. He gets a 50-yard punt on this thing.
And that's what I was talking about earlier is that, we play for 4 quarters and things happen. And, he missed a field goal earlier. And this is not talking bad about the young man. It's just you're talking about young people. And we had to tell him that we believed in him. And so, he comes out, he misses a field goal. He comes back, he has a bad punt. And if, this opportunity, he punts a 50-yard field goal, which changes the field, which gives us, our defense now a chance instead of like before where our backs were against the wall, which gave them the easy 3 just because we were on that side of the field and they didn't have to go too far. So really appreciate him, in that situation, flipping the field for us.
Yeah, your defense comes up big on 3rd down. You had Marcellus Livingston and Ty Patterson who get a big stop here as well. They settle for a field goal, so now the score is 27-20.
Yes, and again, now you're doing math. The old adage is you don't look at the scoreboard, but you just got to go, man, if we would have had that, we get the touchdown. If we had made that extra point, we get the touchdown. Now it's 27. We make the extra point again, we're up by 1. And so, but you don't let the team know that. You don't let anybody else know that. You just got to go out there and do your job, And what I really did not enjoy was, the week before, Israel got hurt, and so he had to play sparingly, and Israel is leading the nation in sacks. And so our best sack leader and the nation's best sack leader was only playing sparingly. So Ty had to step up, Marcellus had to step up, Casey had to step up, guys like that had to step up. And as you had mentioned, Marcellus playing on the interior, he does a great job. Ty comes off as a linebacker and does a great job. And that's what I really love about the team is one guy's down, everybody else will step up and do their job and help out.
Allen kicks off. Jackson Williams gets a 25-yard return. Pretty much stayed away from him on this one, huh?
Yeah, I talked to our SI earlier in the week because statistically, but not by NCAA, Jackson's #1 kickoff returner in the country. He was just short a return. He was averaging 41 yards a return. And so that's good coaching on their half is that you don't want to kick the ball to that young man because on any given kickoff return, he's been so close to breaking one. And so, again, that was good strategic play by them is to, do as they did the whole game was just squib the ball and try to keep it away from him because they know he was very electrifying. And, again, that's not just him. That's to that whole unit of guys on our kickoff return and what we do special teams, in that situation. But, that's kind of how it went. He still gave us an opportunity against, I think it was a 26-yard return somewhere around there. It was a good one, which gave the offense an opportunity to get the momentum and start going forward in our drive.
And at 27-20, we're in the fourth quarter. Benedict has to get the momentum going, as you just mentioned, and get this ball down the field. So let's take a look at the scoring drive for Benedict right here, where Trey Simmons gets a 15-yard pass, and that's going to Troy Hillman. Then there's another pass that goes to Darrell Lloyd. He catches a 7-yard pass. Then we look at third down, midfield. Trey Simmons picks up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Yes, and again, mixing it up, trying to keep the defense off balance, keeping Trey focused, in that. And one of the things that, over these last 5 games, we've really done a great job of, and unfortunately, we've been behind, but we've really done a great job of being calm and pushing the ball to put us in a situation to win the game. And, that's growth. And so, we have an opportunity. Again, we see a matchup. We take it. The young man is wide open, but we get a pass interference call, which gives us the opportunity to move the ball down the field. We see another matchup issue that we have. Our big 6'5" receiver, Zach Gibson, we've seen him run down the field on one of their smaller safeties and just try to, keep it a high ball. And Zach will do the rest. And, earlier in the year, Zach had been struggling. But, again, you got to have faith in these young men. You got to keep working with them, everything else. And Zach's number was called this time, and he makes a great catch. And not only does he make a great catch, but I think he, has a 5-4 somewhere around yaks, which gets him into the end zone, which, again, helps that momentum and that confidence that we needed. And especially, with that young man, too, of struggling earlier in the year. So very appreciative of them guys just believing and knowing that we can finish.
Yeah, you mentioned yak, of course, yards after catch, and that's what you're looking for. Once you get that ball, you just move and you get as many yards as you can.
True.
Benedict ends up scoring 27-27. There's only 2 minutes, 26 seconds left in regulation of this game. Allen gets a 14-yard run and a personal penalty foul that was against the Tigers, which gives them the first down at Benedict's 38-yard line.
Yeah, their quarterback had been doing it all night. He runs to the sideline, then he stops. And he wouldn't go out of bounds until you got right there at him. Well, I mean, it's late in the game. We're trying not to let too much go off of the clock. I had called some timeouts earlier in the game, so I was down in timeouts. And one of our leaders makes a bonehead decision. He pushes the young man right when he was stepping out of bounds. And, it was a tie game and everything else. Unnecessary. But, again, he was in the heat of the moment, and we get that personal foul, and again, as I keep saying, I just said, hey, guys, it's over with. We can't do it. We took him out, talked to him, put another one in there, and had to play the next play. We're in a great situation. And as you remember before, I talked about Trey Cavers, our freshman, and he got a pass interference, penalty earlier, which cost us in the game. Well, this time, through his coaching and through his listening, has an opportunity to make a big play for us and, gets a big interception for us as they were driving because all they needed to do was get in field goal range. And their field goal kicker had been, very consistent. And so, when we needed it, defense, again, steps up. Freshman makes a great play on the ball and gets an interception, gets a good return, gives us about 58 seconds. So we got to at least try to get it in field goal range. And I think, as that went on, we take over, we're doing well. We either get a penalty or a sack again, which I got to work with, and we got to work with Trey of not taking sacks, in the 2-minute
Crucial
situation.
moments
Very,
like that.
very crucial. And so we had to go for a Hail Mary. And, as that happened, I realized worst case scenario and best case scenario, we'll play in overtime. Was not worried about it because, our kids we had the momentum at that point in time, but I was still going to take a shot. And I told them, I said, when we take this shot, we're either going to catch it or it's going to be batted down. And I think the ball fell in Lloyd's hands right there at the 1-yard line. So the next thing you know, we have to go into overtime. You have to get your minds right and everything else, which was the first time for us to do that. But that's something we worked on in fall camp of, hey, guys, if we get into overtime, this is how it works and this is what happens. And so that's what sets up for us to go into overtime.
You get the ball first in overtime as well.
Yes. And so, they asked me, I said I wanted to be on defense. Didn't work out that way. But again, didn't flinch. We had been doing some things that we believed in and was keeping Allen off balance. And so the first play we come out, we run the ball and get a great run. And then the next play we come out, we want to throw the ball. And we have an opportunity to throw the ball. I think Trey throws the ball out of bounds. And then they come back and they play cover 0. And one of our big receivers are standing in the slot. And so, I look out there and they're like, coach, it's cover 0. So we give him the audible. And Trey had seen it and we give him the audible. And that's something that we work on all the time is, you take the best matchup. And we had our best receivers on the field and Trey, drops back. We get great protection. And Trey throws a beautiful ball to Shatarius Williams. That's his second touchdown. But it's the biggest one he's had, because it's in overtime it gives us the lead. And I mean, again, still had room, to go out of the end zone and everything else. So we just had to make that field goal, to make sure everything was good. And Lucas goes in there and he kicks it and, everything's good. We're excited.
All right. 34-27, Benedict has the lead. Now the ball shifts over to the Yellow Jackets to see what they could do, but your defense, again, stands up on this.
Well, and you'll have the opportunity to talk to this young man. He had been hurt with a hamstring, Ty Patterson. And, I mentioned him earlier, but Ty had some great plays all throughout the game. He was a defensive player for the team, and so the first play, I'm sitting there on the sidelines looking, we run a stunt, and I see number 0 coming through the hole, and I'm like, geez, oh man. And he just misses him the first time. And then the second time, we run a different stunt. He comes through the next gap. This time, though, he runs right into number 19. And I mean, he runs through number 19. And I thought the ball was going to come out, and it didn't. And so, we get down, and we hold them until the 4th down situation. And I know number 19 had to go out of the game, so they brought a new back in, which changed what they wanted to do. Because 19 was the, bruiser and stuff like that. And I think it was the 4th down that it came down to for them. It was the 4th down that there was their last play. We bring pressure. The quarterback steps up. He has to scramble. He knows he can't run in the end zone, so he's looking for a receiver. Defense, guys step up again. Trey Caver's eyes go to the receiver underneath instead of the receiver that he was on for the split second. But because of his athletic ability and the position that he was in, he's able to react to it. And as the quarterback's throwing the ball, he throws a high ball, which should have been picked off by Trey if he wouldn't have looked down. But Trey makes a great decision to push the guy out of bounds before his foot touched down, and that's how the game ended. From Trey going on with the weeks earlier of getting pass interference and getting beat deep to, stepping up and making some of the biggest plays in his collegiate career as a freshman. I really appreciate that. But again, our defense played awesome. They played great. And again, just having the chemistry. Told you we missing Israel. Just got Ty back. Offensively, we're coming into our own. We're doing some things really good. Got to get better in the special teams, making them extra points and field goals and everything else. But overall, to beat your rival and the way we did it, I'm very happy.
34-27 is the game, and you mentioned your defense playing well. They had 13 total tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss with a sack as well.
Yes, and an interception.
And an interception.
Crucial interception.
So defense stepped up in this game for you
yes,
guys.
They're coming. They're coming. Just got to, again, stop those one big plays.
And as you talked about, every single game, the team seems to gel together, learn, get stronger together, and they're building that confidence as well.
So true. And that's what you want. You know, if you got a veteran team and you're in this situation, you got problems. If you have a team that's becoming a veteran team, the seasoned team, you know you're going in the right direction. And so, you know, that's how we look at it. I challenge them every day, you know, and I ask them to step up to the challenge, and they got to get 1% better every day. That's all they got to do.
That's it. And so Benedict gets the win on this one and over at Westwood, but you guys had a big old crowd for Benedict over there.
Yeah, you know, I really don't look up in the crowd until the end of the game, and, you know, my family and everything was here. But, you know, I was able to look across, and I knew those weren't Benedict people, and, you know, I didn't really dwell over there, but I know when I turned around, our stands were packed, the band was playing, you know, our administrators were up there, the alumni were up there, the family and everything were up there. So again, I appreciate everybody that came out to support those young men, to support, you know, Benedict. And, you know, a lot of people get on me, but you want to see good football, and it was a good football game. Them young men played until the last tick on the clock, and that's what we want to do. We want to play champion-style football, and a win is a win, and I'll take it.
And that's the way that goes. Benedict gets to win, but we're not done. Homecoming next week, so we're going to break that down against Miles. We'll let Coach get into that, but we're also going to take a break and come back with our Columbia Metropolitan Airport Assistant Coach Spotlight. That's going to be Devon Smith, the running back coach. We'll highlight him in just a moment. You're watching Inside Benedict Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Back after this.
Your trip begins now. Your trip is your story, and all the best stories begin right here at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Whether you travel for business or pleasure, we designed CAE to maximize your comfort. Maybe your trip is one of discovery, reunion, or time to close the deal. Wherever your trip ends, it all begins right here, the Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr. Right now, it is time for our Columbia Metropolitan Airport Assistant Coach Spotlight, and we got Devon Smith in with me as well, alum from BC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. BC, BC. You know.
See,
Go
I was
Tigers.
supposed to do that. I'm an alum too. You say BC, BC, then I say you know.
I was hyped, man. I was hyped.
BC.
You know.
No. I say BC. You say you know.
I got you. Come on, one more time. Let's do it one more time.
You sure you BC?
I bleed purple and gold, man. I do this. I do this.
What year you graduate?
I graduated in 2022 with my undergrad, and I got my master's this past May.
Congratulations,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
You doing your thing.
Man.
What's your master's in?
I got my undergrad in health and exercise science, and I got my master's in sports management.
So what do you want to do other than coaching? It seems like you're on a mission.
Yes, sir. Well, one thing I want to do, man, after I'm done coaching college, man, I want to coach for about 10 to 15 years of college, man. I want to be a high school head coach, man. But I want to make a lot of relationships so I can meet so many coaches, man, so I can get all my guys, you know, to college, man, and make that impact, man.
Running backs coach.
Yes, sir.
Those are the guys they got to be able to see the field.
Oh, I got
you. Know what I mean? They got to be able to pick up on stuff. They got to be able to switch and move and break ankles.
Break ankles, man. You got to be able to do it all, man. Run through you, run around you, be able to block.
That's
all
what's
around, man.
I tell people, and people who laugh every time I say it, but I still have some eligibility for
Oh,
Benedict.
yeah. Hey, man, let's do it.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, when Davis Swinton was here, and you know, Coach Washington, guys, I was up in the box. I was announcing the games.
Okay.
Probably when you were that student out there, you know, watching, you know, games and so forth. And I was like, man, I want to play. I used to play when I was young. I played high school. I didn't make it to college ball, but I went to BC.
Hey, it's not wrong with that, man. It's not wrong with that at all.
So that means, can I do a walk-on?
Oh, I got you, man. As long as you about that life, man. As long as you, we call ourselves mob mentality.
Just don't put me up against Ty.
Oh man, you gotta be able to. Hey, I feel you though. I feel you. That's a big guy right there. That dude right there, man.
Yeah.
He a blessing, man. That dude right there he's not normal, man. We call him the Hammer.
But you've had the privilege of being able to work with some great backs as well.
Oh, man,
that
yes,
came
sir.
through Benedict and backs you have right now. Let's talk about that. Who do we have now that's like you say, listen, this is gonna be fire?
Right now, man, my whole room, man. Right now, I have 10, 11 running backs right now.
Okay.
And from top to bottom, everybody has different strengths, man. But I do have a younger room, and I have a couple older backs, man. But right now, You know, from the top, man, right now, starting with my true freshman, Damian Moats, man, from Georgia.
He did his thing.
Yeah, he do his thing, man. You know, he's 5'10", 210. You know, real solid back, man. He can make you miss. He can run through you, and he could block, man. So he's really complete, and it's hard to find a freshman like that at this, this day of time, man. And I have a Ken Durant, who also, he's a redshirt freshman, played for me a little bit last year. Kick return a little bit, man, but now, man, he's stepping up to the plate, man, being a big brother, get to see him grow up. And I have Izzy Rose, man, who's lighting in the bottle. Izzy gonna make you miss, man. I feel like he's, with the ball in his hand, that's my best back right now, man. So, you know, but with his hand broken now, you know, he had to take a smaller role this week and play straight special teams, man. And then I have Jalen Leary, a transfer from Stetson. You know, Stetson, man. Jalen Leary, he's my oldest back in the room, man. And shoot, he's a leader. You know, he came in kind of slow, but now he's on the up end, man. And right now he's been a big brother to his little brothers. And I also have, you know, David Smith, which is my younger brother. You know, so right now he's my fastest back in my room. You know, and he's electrifying also, man. So I have a lot of backs, and all my freshmen, I redshirted all of them, man. And you know, I have Trey Thompson. He's from Lancaster. You know, Lancaster, man.
South Carolina, right up the road.
He had 2,000 yards back-to-back years, man. True freshman, man. And I have Tamarion Peterson. I have Mason White. You know, I have a couple good walk-ons. I have Jordan West from New Orleans, man. And I have
Tom from all over.
All over, man. You know, so right now I have a whole variety I can work with, man. That's a good problem to have.
Oh,
you
no
know?
question about it.
Yeah.
I ran a 4.40 when I was running.
Oh, yeah, 4.4? Oh, man. What about now?
I don't know. You got to time me out. You got to. Listen,
can do it right
let's
now.
take the cameras outside. Let me see what I do.
we can do it right now, man. Yes, sir.
So, Coach, you got Miles coming up. What's the game plan? What are you looking at?
Oh, well, Miles, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, it's not about who you play. It's how you play.
That's what
you know, shoot, man. So right now, it's like what Ty said. It starts with today.
Yeah.
You know, start with today. You got to win today, win Monday, man, and you keep winning every day until that day come, man. So right now, I'm a process-driven dude. So right now, I'm not even thinking about the game Saturday. I'm thinking, what can we do to win right now?
Right.
You know, so right
now.
The moment, man. You know, and when the game comes, that's when it'll be here. You know, so right now, I have to prepare my guys to go through the process this week.
Coach, we appreciate you doing what you do with our guys and being a part of BC.
Yes,
alum the whole night.
Yeah.
BC, BC.
You know.
He's on it this time.
Go
He
Tigers,
had time to
baby.
think about it. Go
Yes,
Tigers. Back with more
sir.
Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Rod Dickerson right after this.
One little lottery ticket makes a big difference for our state students. And when I say big, I mean big. Bigger than jackpot big. Like back in 2014, when lottery funds helped upgrade South Carolina's classrooms, giving students the tools they needed to follow their biggest ideas wherever they live, through school and far beyond. For over 20 years, the biggest lottery wins have been and always will be for our state students. After all, education is our middle name.
Welcome back to Inside Benedict College Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr., presented by Founders Federal Credit Union. And Coach, everybody loves homecoming. Because you see, at homecoming, you got concerts, you got reunions, you got the Athletic Banquet Hall of Fame, you got the tailgating, you got all the fun and fanfare, but you also got a football game to play.
True.
And you guys are going to be out there on the court, on the field playing Miles College. But let me give you a few stats on Miles College here. HBCU, but we are BC, so HBC, Benedict College. You see how we put the BC?
I like it.
You know what I mean? Here we go. Charlie W. Johnson Stadium, 2 o'clock kickoff. But get this, the Miles Bears, they're leading the SIAC, 5-2 overall record. They're 5-0 in league play, Coach. Also, the Bears have the number 2 rushing offense in the SIAC. They're 3rd in total defense, and they lead the SIAC in sacks and interceptions as well. But this is all just on paper, Coach. It's how you play the game that day.
That's true.
That's what counts.
You know,
Tell me what you got for them.
Well, you know, first and foremost, a very good team coming in. And, you know, the greatest opportunity, though, is the next one. And so they're the next opportunity. You mentioned it, though, it's how you play, not who you play. And that's no disrespect to Miles. Miles is a great team, a great coaching staff that's coming in here. You know, they run the ball very well. Their defense is stout. You know, we've been watching it all morning and all day yesterday, Sunday, to, you know, break them down. They got a great D-line. You know, their corners and secondary is very talented. I mean, across the board, they got 11 great players that they play on both sides. And so, you know, we're going to have to go into this game and play very sound, you know, and play very disciplined. And, you know, that's what I keep trying to instill in them every week is that, you know, we're getting there, we just got to put it all together for 4 quarters. And this is going to be that game that we're going to have to play 4 quarters of good football against a really, really good football team. You know, again, very, very talented across the board, great coaching staff, but it's going to be a great opportunity for us to play at home and play in front of a packed stadium, you know. And unfortunately, as I told the team yesterday, homecoming for them is the game, and, you know, you win, you can enjoy homecoming. Everybody else gets to enjoy all the stuff that you mentioned, because the next one's the biggest one, and that's Miles on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
All right, so remember, it's a 2 p.m. kickoff, and it's a home game. It's homecoming, so we need you there. You know, the thing that I love about homecoming, this is when you know you're going to have a great crowd.
That's true.
You need all those folks who are doing the tailgating out there to come on in when that kickoff happens. A lot of folks like to stay out and party and have fun and so forth, but the game is the most important thing. This is what brings everybody together. Make sure you're in that stadium for Charlie W. Johnson Stadium for this game against Miles College. These players, I'm telling you, you don't think about it, but I'm going to tell you, they love it when there's a big crowd rooting these guys on. It gives them that energy. It energizes them up tenfold. They're already fired up for the game since it's homecoming, but when they hear the roar of the crowd pushing for BC, that makes it even better.
It does. You know, I mean, a lot of them, some families can't make it, you know, because of where we recruit from. We got guys from California, we got guys, you know, from Detroit and all over the place, and, you know, their family's not here. So if we are who we are, Benedict, you're in there rooting for those young men, you know, and it's an ego-driven thing that it's Benedict College against Miles College. It's not, you know, oh, it's this and that's all that. Those young men just want to hear the purple and gold behind them yelling and cheering for them. And, you know, when they need them, the defense to be called, the defense, you know, the stands yelling defense, defense. And, you know, when they need to hear the loudness that messes with Miles, we need that in the stands. And so, you know, Coach Washington, our athletic director, also asked me to mention this. You know, for everybody that wants to go buy tickets, they got to go online and they got to order them through our website and online, and they need to go on and do that, and they can get their parking tickets and everything else, because again, it is homecoming.
Right.
And I know that, you know, a lot of people have reached out to the athletic department, myself, and said that they're going to come. So I'm really excited. But again, we want them in the stands, not outside the stands.
Absolutely. It's BenedictTickets.com. BenedictTickets.com is where you can get those tickets, and also inquire about your parking passes as well to come on in and have a great time this Saturday at 2 o'clock at Charlie W. Johnson Stadium, which is going to be a great time for all. Coach, I'm looking forward to this, man. This is going to be big, no question. As an alum of BC, got to support our Tigers.
Yes, I'm excited.
Me too.
Excited.
All right, listen, anything else? Final words, final thoughts?
Just show up and support them young men. Thank you.
Now, see, he's nice, calm demeanor. But let me tell you, come game day, it's on, baby. It's on. Thank you so much for watching Inside Benedict Football with Coach Ron Dickerson Jr., brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. And we have other great sponsors as well. We say thank you to Lexington Medical Center, to Columbia Metropolitan Airport, South Carolina Education Lottery. Did I get it all in? Did I get Lexington Medical in? I wanted to make sure I get all our sponsors, because we really appreciate you. We really do.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you after homecoming to give you the breakdown on that. But make sure you're at the game so you can tell us about it too. And of course, play along. It's a great thing. Coach, you ready?
We're ready.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.